I'm so pleased that I hadn't rolled. Oh, you've got -1 on your con. Oh yeah, I see. Because you're going hello, and
Hello.
now,
Hello.
have I got everything working this week? Is everything on? We're not playing D&D.
It's me, Big John from Queen Cars.
Oh, that advert's not on anymore, I don't think. Anyway, welcome to this week's Shadowrun game with me in Wills and my faithful crew below me. Yes, we got a really exciting adventure to go today, because I just want to say this right now before anybody says anything judgmental. Okay,
He made it up in the toilet.
No,
You made that 5 minutes ago in the toilet.
I had planned. I had today off work, and the plan was to create the session. That's what the plan was. So I had plenty of time, morning to create it, well, into about 2 o'clock to create it, and then from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock to actually get Roll20 and everything sorted out. And unfortunately, my sister couldn't take my niece to an interview, so I had to step in. So what ended up being like a whole day to create adventure turned into about 4 hours. So this is the response, and or the result of that. And I don't want you all saying at the end, you should take 4 hours more often, actually, because it's really good. I
hate it when you plan to do something and then can't do it because of somebody else.
I know.
Yeah, that's my job at the moment.
Yeah, but
yeah, Big.
Yeah.
Did you leave a cart? Did you leave a motorcycle in the wrong place, Big?
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
I think
me.
I left it on the foundations where the sniper tower was going. I haven't been able to do anything.
Can't you move it then?
No, because he's got a padlock on it, so nobody can steal it because he's got a good one.
Yeah, but aren't you sort of like the admin on the server? Can't you just go in and sort of like move that and then?
Well, no, I banned Big instead.
Yeah, well, he didn't turn up. He didn't turn up on Sunday when we needed him. So,
when have you been back on, Big? When you've gone on, this massive bike that you had is now a little pink tricycle with those little tassels coming off.
Yeah. What I'm picturing is Longshanks has built another garage over the top of me. So a block.
Yeah, you could have built it round it. Anyway, so this is the result of having a day, then not having a day. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will go somewhat according to plan. But before we start, I'll let the players introduce who they are and who they will be playing, and we'll start as always. Now, can you do your own, please? I don't want any of this.
I did my own last time. It was easy for two.
Let's start off with FaZe. Off you go.
I'm Chugwugger. I play FaZe. FaZe is the hacker of the group, so he's in charge of all the matrix searches, the hacking of doors, the bricking of guns, or even skateboards.
Yes,
last time.
That is true. Actually,
he's bald, heavily tattooed. He does.
Is that a fire? Do we need to evacuate?
That's FaZe. He's hacking.
It's not here.
It's not here.
Longshanks is muted.
Longshanks. If all of a sudden
watch Longshanks combust.
If all of a sudden there's fire going. Yeah, go for it. Carry on.
I also have a whole load of edge, which I share with Longshanks. Just whenever he needs it, he just sort of like, I'll just borrow an edge.
Yes. And we're not bitter about that at all. Not bitter at all.
FaZe the hacker.
Excellent. Longshanks EPG, are you able to talk, or shall we go to Big Beastie?
Oh, okay.
All right. We didn't know whether
stop.
Yeah. I'm pleased to see that you're not combusting. Yes, go for it.
Hi guys, my name is Hector. I'm a private detective, or I will be when my license arrives. And I'm the face of the group. So I do all the phone calls, all the chatting to gather information from face-to-face people, meeting with Johnsons and clients to get us runs and jobs and that sort of stuff. So I do all of that. And I'm also a dab hand with a pistol.
And I really like the way that you're for the past 2 adventures, you've been really smartly dressed, Longshanks CPG.
It's not smartly dressed. It's lazy. I get home from work and I'll be able to take my shirt off and put a clean shirt on. So.
And finally, but by all means not leastly, no.
It'll work.
It'll work. There's nobody noticed. There's nobody in the stream watching, so I'll just move over. Big Beastie.
I am Big Beastie, and I play the character of Billy Bob. I just have to look at the screen to make sure it was Billy Bob. He's the tank of the group. And also the head of security, although the lack of security. He also is the driver, so he chauffeurs these guys around everywhere and takes them to like Pizza Hut at 3 a.m.
Excellent. Now,
even though our car's pretty crap, to be honest with you.
No, it's custom played.
Yeah,
custom rust. Is it Rattler? Is that what
it's never let Billy Bob down yet.
Yeah, you can't get it. You can't make them like that anymore.
I think it's let FaZe down a couple of times.
It would be really nice if it had an autopilot or something.
It would, but these things cost money. Anyway, before we go any further, let's enjoy the introduction to the game of Shadow.
That's with the jewellery company that she's doing a shift on Thursday.
No, it's a trial shift on Thursday. Anyway, we're not talking about it because we're live again. Okay, so this is when I give you a brief synopsis of what's been happening, especially in the downtime, because last adventure, the Hector, Billy Bob and FaZe headed off to find a missing person called Margot McCain. And for once, they actually successfully completed the mission without any help from anybody. If I remember correctly, you did really well. I was so impressed. So anyway, basically they managed to locate Margot McCain by following the breadcrumb trail that was set up, and they headed off underground and they launched into what they stumbled, I think it's probably a better word, onto what appeared to be some kind of ritual sacrifice. And they all arrived, and there was a big battle, and you can see it in last week's video. And I think Hector bit the dust. I think you went down.
No, it didn't happen.
You're down, and FaZe almost like resurrected you. FaZe let loose with his pistol and did suppressive fire, and caused loads of cultists to start crawling away on their feet. But there was a weird ant-like creature that actually erupted from the soil and actually took one of the cultists and sort of like headed back down, which you are not too sure what it was or what it was actually doing at all. So we've had some downtime, and please check your character sheets, because if you had any wounds or anything like that, those should now be up to the norm. They should be removed, so you've got the maximum number. You completed a between runs sheet for me, so make sure. Oh, you were talking about something about a lifestyle just before we went on air. What was that about?
Well, we did. I didn't realise that Hector had a
level
fake
3
sin.
sin.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I didn't think it was worth taking out another apartment on a medium lifestyle if we were going to be using one of our own names, because last time they just managed to track it back to us straight away.
Yeah, I think they
But
actually.
if he's got a fake sin, then
Yeah,
it might be worth.
I think the last one they actually tracked your com link.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
That's what they tracked.
But if they managed to do the com link, then their decker might have got some information.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh, my Roll20's just gone white. Let's just boot it
Yay,
back
roll
up again.
20.
Woo!
It'll boot back up again. There we go.
yeah,
Excellent.
boot back up.
Okay, so
So that's all we were saying.
so how much are you deducting from each other then?
Well, from the last time that we did a shared one, because we had medium lifestyle, and then we upgraded it to have a workshop for the car, so that if we needed to do any work on it. So the last time that I've got it coming off, 1 month medium lifestyle shared. Oh, actually, that might be.
Well, a medium lifestyle is 5,000 credits per month,
Plus the.
and that's without any pluses on it. So if you then wanted a special work area, which is what you got like a garage, then that's an extra 1,000 a month.
So that's 6,000. So that's two grand each then.
It's $2,000 each a month to be brought off your money.
I'll take it off now.
Yeah, snap. That sounds good.
Nailed it.
Cool. So therefore, and let's just call it up. Let's just move you along to the map here. So here's the map. Where
Is this our third apartment?
Second. Second.
well, the first one was at Lou's place, which was Carrot's really old apartment. Before that, Billy Bob and BJ lived. Billy Bob and Faze lived above Fears the Days shop down at the bottom. So whereabouts would you like your new apartment to be? Now remember it's medium, so it needs to be up at the top somewhere.
Well, Hector can choose the place because he's doing
choices.
So sort of like you can see where supporting Sanctuary apartments and Silverhorn apartments are, and those are sort of like roughly the area where the medium apartment stores are. But I mean, you can go right the way down. I would say right the way down to sort of like this place. I mean, you can if you want. I mean, the runner's place where it was, that was actually your medium lifestyle beforehand, so you can have it somewhere like that. But or you should just be able to. Can you just move the two? If you ping where you want it to be, I'll just move what you had before.
I'll bounce somewhere like that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Wherever that is, I can't see. Yeah.
Next to the trailer. Next to the trailer park. Yeah.
Or near to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get
Is that a spelling mistake or is that an actual thing? PMH.
PMH.
Oh, it's meant to be.
Oh, no, it's a spelling mistake. Don't worry. I'll change it.
I was going to ask what it stood for.
The grammar police are on.
Yeah.
And it's Hawk as well. He doesn't speak much English.
Excuse me, but is that a spelling mistake I see?
I didn't know if it was a Shadowrun thing. I was like, Yeah, mate,
There
you
you
know what I
go.
mean?
There you go.
There's always one.
Okay, so that's where your new place is, overlooking the trailer park. So that's really nice. You've got your nice apartment, and you've also got your secure garage area underneath. And just to let you know, this one is probably we will probably say that it's going to be like Farah's apartment.
Okay, that's cool.
Can you remember this one?
No need to zoom out. Cool.
Shotgun not sharing with Billy Bob.
Yeah, so it's quite nice. So there's a nice double bed. I mean, you could actually put another bed down here in this room if you wanted, so you can also like shack up together. You've got a nice office. You've got a nice built-in wardrobe that goes through to an ensuite bathroom. Nice kitchen, and a nice balcony as well. Which you've never had before, which would be nice.
Yeah, we can park the helicopter out there.
And you can even see down at the bottom. Can you look down here? You can even see the tiny cars going by. Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
you know,
like little lamps.
Yeah. So this is what we'll say that your apartment actually looks like at the new one. Rather than the old one, and it's up at the top. Probably a good idea because it's away from the mayor. It's away from Hungry Like the Wolves one, but really close to Translocation. I noticed that you wanted it a bit closer to that, which is where you had your first serious raid with the help of Four Wheels. And of course, you can see Ida's place down there, which is where Hector and Billy Bob you recovered from your time out throughout the weeks in between. Okay, so anything else that we need to cover for between runs? Nobody's decided to spend any karma, so that's all right. Anything else that we need to cover?
Did Billy Bob not take a stealth skill?
No. He did not take a stealth skill.
What did I take?
You didn't take
I can't
anything.
remember.
According to the sheet, it says karma available. You've got 7 karma available, and it says spending karma, and nobody spent anything. And then people bought lots of things, and then that's it. Now, just to let you know, Dead Jack, is that right, FaZe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dead Jack is your fixer, which is one of FaZe's characters, and he actually buys and sells your stuff, and he actually gives you, FaZe, a slightly better deal on items that he buys because you are the contact. And just so you know how it actually works, he has some skills himself, and he rolls those skills, and then it's double the availability is rolled as well as an opposing dice, and he has to get more than that. So if at any point he found that he didn't get more, then it would be unavailable. The difficult things for him to actually locate are restricted and forbidden items. Those are really difficult for him to locate. He does have his social limit is the limit of his dice roll, plus FaZe, your connectivity with him.
Which is pants.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, so if the opportunity arose to get a more informed fixer at any time, then that would increase the connectivity, the connection that he has, and therefore it would make him be able to increase his limit. It's quite good at the moment, but really and truly with things like restricting and forbidden items, it's a little bit difficult for him to actually get those, so be warned. The other thing is, of course, you don't know how good they're actually going to be when they arrive. Okay, anything else that we need to cover for that before we move on?
No, I'm
good.
All covered, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so you're all healed up, you're all feeling really, really top notch, and you're really excited to get another adventure underneath your belt, another run, another area of expertise that you could be known as dealing with, rather than just missing people. Although you are at the present moment in time actually getting quite a reputation for engaging and locating the missing people. However, you do notice that late one night, about 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, that clock's wrong, that it's saying on there. Actually, I will just change it. About 8 o'clock at night, you do get, once you've all healed up, a call from who I call Mr. Johnson, who you call Two Troll Johnson. And he's rather excited because he has a possibility of a new job for you. He also does mention that he's really busy at the present moment in time, and he would like to meet you in the park. Now, you're quite familiar with the park. It's the park where, FaZe, you had your skateboarding match the other week. Mm-hmm. And when you met McCain, Torag McCain, Margot's brother. And he says he would like to meet you there at 10 o'clock in 2 hours' time, which gives you plenty of time to actually get there and organise yourself for the meet. So I'm going to put you onto the park, but I want you to be aware that where I've put you is not necessarily where you are. Okay, so you can sort of like reallocate yourself to your chosen position if you wish. So I'll just whack you over there. So you can see it's a normal meeting area. You normally meet here on the bench as always. You can see that the roads go off, and so they both head to the roadway, to the actual where your car can be parked. So basically it's up to you where you would like to position yourselves.
FaZe is going to go and sit on the bench, and once on the bench he is going to switch to AR mode and start to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
Hector will Hector will sit on the bench as well, but looking at the keeping a rough sort of like eye out on what's going on, to make sure he can see what he assumes will be Two Troll Johnson. So he's looking out for Two Trolls, because Hector's not actually met Two Troll Johnson yet.
Okay, cool.
And then looking out for anybody that could be causing mischief at the same time.
And Billy Bob,
he thinks could be causing mischief.
Okay, cool. Billy Bob, you seem to be at the entrance to the gate, yeah?
Yes, sir. He's literally just standing guard, making sure that, like, keeping an eye on what he can see through the park.
Okay.
Is there more than one entrance into the park?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's sort of like 4 entrances. So each one of these pathways leads to an entrance, which is actually on a road. So imagine like a grid system, and the park's in the middle, and so the road goes all the way around it. So it's a bit like a housing estate has sort of like built up, and they sort of like said, oh, let's keep a bit of green area in the middle, and this is that bit of green area.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone happy? Sorry, FaZe, you mentioned keeping an eye out in AR. Is that just?
Yeah, I'm just monitoring within 100 meters. I'm monitoring, people milling about. What time is it? Did you say?
It's coming up to 10 o'clock at night, so the park is not busy
pretty
at
empty.
all. Yes, it is. It
Right.
is pretty empty. Sorry.
I mean, I'm going to assume that when Mr. Johnson's arriving, that the actual his bodyguards are going to be armed. Also have the comm links that they had last time. So I'm going to be scanning to see whether or not I can pick them up, so I can see which entrance they're coming in from.
Okay, so almost like as if to arrive at the park bench dead on 10 o'clock without not a second later, you can see from down here, Billy Bob, you might have to zoom out a bit because they're coming in from the horizontal bit down by the bench. So you can see two troll Johnson there and his two trolls arriving. Phase, you immediately pick up their comm links. You also pick up two trolls. The two trolls have active wireless smart links in their guns. You can see how. Let me just tell you because I know you like to know. Let me just do troll one. This one. Hang on, sorry. They just haven't. They've lost their troll two. They've actually got their comm links open. They're not coming in very secretive at all. But you can also tell that they have got. They seem to have things like SIM modules in place. You also think they've got skill wires that are actually active and broadcasting wirelessly. You also notice that they've got several weapons with them. They appear to have some kind of survival knives with them. They have Ares Predators, and they also have Ruger Super Warhawks with them. They also have Shockers with them. And you do realise that they've actually both of them are carrying 3 grenades apiece that are set at wireless at the moment as they walk in. You also notice that Mr. Johnson is actually carrying a Browning Ultra Power pistol that is, it's not wireless. It's not smart gun link, but it is wireless.
So they've got a lot of ordnance on them.
Yeah.
The walking armories.
And they're not trying to hide it at all. So they're wanting people to know that they're sort of like, don't mess with me.
Yeah, it's a classic deterrent. You know, it's all like, okay, that if you really want to mess with us, you know, go ahead. I think the other thing that you would have to accept is that, you know, Mr. Johnson probably has quite a lot of power, you know, so it's not something like the law enforcers would actually stop him. You know, he obviously carries quite a sway in Southside, as you're probably aware. So they're both sort of like gunned up. You also do notice that, of course, they've got their normal cyber eyes up, low light, skill wires. Oh, the other thing that you haven't seen this before, Face, it is wireless. And it seems to be something connected almost like an adrenaline boost. You don't know exactly what it is. It's implanted and both trolls have it. Do you have any cyberware knowledge rolls or anything like that?
I don't think I do.
Do you have anything similar? Do you have medic?
I have hardware.
Okay, then
like an engineering skill.
Yeah, do
electronic warfare.
Do hard. Well, that's more. Okay, do hardware, but -3 on it, because your hardware is more about hard drives and and madlocks and things like that. But you might know what they've got. Yeah, they're sonatic boosters. So basically, if they activate them, they'll give them a burst of power, which will probably boost their initiative. So it's almost like something that you would do in the Matrix. You would boost your initiative for a small amount of time. But
And how much is that? I want to get one of them.
They're obviously quite. And you probably think 10 o'clock at night is probably not the safest time to be wandering around the streets in any case. So let me just I'll just put their labels on for you so you can...
Have they got cool names like Rocky and Stone or
Well,
something.
they might have, but you only know them as Troll Bodyguard 1 and Troll Bodyguard 2. If you would like to introduce yourself, then I'm sure they will just ignore you. So, as Mr. Johnson sort of like approaches, these two bodyguards take up their usual defensive positions. One guarding the entrance that they actually came in, and one, you've moved so you can sit down, cool. And one going to the right of the map. You probably you can probably accept that they probably know that Billy Bob's up at the top, which almost like leaves that guarded in their opinion. And Mr. John,
High praise indeed.
and Mr. Johnson, with his lovely pink token, comes and sits down and sort of like says, gentlemen, what a lovely evening it is tonight.
I'll just sit there and smile at him.
As the Johnson sat down, Hector will tip his hat and say, "Evening, my name's Hector. I've recently joined the group as the negotiator."
I am very much aware of who you are and your job within the group, mainly because it is my job to know these things.
Of course. I was just merely introducing myself.
FaZe, have you dealt with the certain problem that you had last time? Has it moved on?
Oh, yes.
I'm pleased to hear it. I told you the cream would help in some way. Right, gentlemen, it seems that we get to the nitty-gritty part of the negotiation of the next job. And this, I must say, is completely up your street. It would appear that we have a problem. We have a problem in Southside. A problem that I am sure yourself, Hector, and FaZe, and your combat active friend can help no end with. It would appear that somebody is overstepping their mark. Well, maybe we should say someone. Someone who's got a little bit too big for their boots. A little bit, they think that they might even decide to run Southside. And as we know, that is not possible at all. And she has to be, shall we say, put back in line. No, this is not wet work. I would never ask you to do wet work. More somewhat of persuasion, shall we say?
We can do that. That sounds rather intriguing.
Yes, so there is a, shall I say, a mage who has recently come into Southside, who has decided that conjuring up spirits and using them to ransack small companies is a way to get themselves known. And as you know, on this area of town, that is definitely not the way to be known. So, I have a job for you sent to me by someone else, as usual, who is willing to pay a staggering 4,000 credits to each one of you to persuade this mage to leave Southside and take her summoning elsewhere.
Quick clarification. When you say persuade, how far are we able to go? What if, say, she doesn't want to leave and things get wet?
Surely, Mr. Hector, you don't expect me to actually expand on the word persuade? that would be almost like giving you too much information. I'm sure you can guess how much persuasion you need to actually bring to bear.
Of course, I was just merely asking.
We're not very good when it comes to magic. We did have a mage, but we broke it.
That is the problem with mages, Phase, my man. They either get broken or they break themselves. One or the other. It always seems the case, does it not?
Leaving that lovely saying of Geek the Mage.
Has this woman got any friends in high places that we should know about?
Well, with our current information, the answer to that is currently no. She just seems to have appeared. And she thinks she can actually rule this place.
Is she hitting any certain types of businesses or not?
Well, Mr. Faze, as you know, any corporation in this area of work is an important corporation. And as you well know, many will pay for some persuasive action to be taken.
What else can you tell us about her? Where can we find her?
Well, that really will be up to you, Mr. Faze. Although I
Have you
do...
got a name?
Although, please, Mr. Faze, do not rush me as I present you the information. Of course, we do have a certain lead, because without it, it would be, shall we say, careless. She is known to frequent an area of town known as the... All of a sudden, just by the edge of the park, you hear a tremendous squeal of brakes, and something seems to come suddenly to a halt. Faze and Hector, make perception checks for me, please.
Any modifiers?
No.
3, 6. Oh no. I got
Yeah,
one
don't get
success.
excited. That's okay.
You got 3 successes.
Yeah. One success is enough. You notice that over here on the road has arrived what appears to be a GMC Bulldog step van, a very nice van. It's just screeched to a halt, and all of a sudden you hear the back doors go pop, as if they've been automatically opened from the inside.
Did it come in backwards?
Backwards as in...
Did it reverse into the pub?
Did they sort of like reverse in and stop? Would the back doors be facing
No,
us?
no.
Right.
Sorry. Down.
It's on the road.
Yeah, that's right, Billy Bob.
Right, that's okay then. I
So-
didn't know whether or not it had sort of like come in,
So,
stopped, and then they were going to
no.
open the back doors, and there were going to be a big minigun.
Can you see? No. So can you see where just off the map there?
Right.
There's a van now. I'll draw it on the map, but imagine that it's off the map. So it's just sort of like there, but off the map. And these doors now have just gone like that. You notice that Two Troll Johnson stands up and looks at you guys and says,
Nothing to do with us.
Nothing to. I'm standing up. Hector immediately is standing up and looking at the van and says, "This has nothing to do with us." As his hand is like twitching towards his tasers.
you notice that the van seems to shake from backwards and forwards for a moment, almost as if there's something quite huge inside the back. And in order to confirm this, the doors sort of like burst back on their hinges, and something leaps from the inside of the van and appears at the entrance to the park. It appears to be some kind of huge dog-like, and you remember that you've actually seen this before. It's the one that you saw in the underground that was dragging the person off into the underground to get rid of them. Okay, let's have some initiatives.
Well, the trolls deal with it. It's stacked.
On the wrong page.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maximum. Again.
I didn't do too well.
Oh, nearly beat him with 1 dice.
Come on now.
Yeah, Hector with 15.
Yeah, check Hector out.
I want to see what Fido's going to get.
I'm waiting for Rocky and Chip. What did I call it? Chip? Rocky and Chip to...
The rolls are quite poor, actually.
Oh.
Troll 19.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me just organize these into descending order. Okay, so this is what happens on 19. On 19, you notice that the trolls instantly take a defensive position around Mr. Johnson. Both of them quickly draw out their Ares Predators heavy pistols, and they're obviously, it's a bit like the security guards around the president. It's that sort of like formation as they instantly sort of like take up position around them. I've adjusted the thing. Oh, hang on, I didn't do any. I need to roll some initiative for the big beastie, which I didn't do.
Did that myself.
So that needs to go there. Okay. Okay, so that's what they do on their 19. They're obviously Mr. Johnson's got his head down, and they're taking up defensive positions around him. And Hector, you are up on 15.
I'm immediately going to hit the subvocal and go, Billy Bob, we need you now. Get to the bench. As I move sort of like to about here and take a defensive position behind the bench, sort of getting as much cover as I can, because I'm assuming how far away is the big beastie?
I'm up here.
Well, if you can use your measuring thing.
He's actually that distance?
He's about 8 meters away at the present time.
And I'm not going to shoot, but I'm going to draw one of my tasers, because I can't draw both and take cover. Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's my turn next. Okay, could you please all roll your willpower and your logic?
Is this something to do with magic? Because I've got something to do.
Willpower and logic. I'll roll a memory roll, because that's
magic resistance.
It's not actually a spell. It's a natural ability that he can actually do.
Stupid mutt. Right. So was it logic and willpower?
Logic and willpower you need to do. Okay, have we all done it?
Yeah. I used the memory roll because that's logic and willpower.
Cool.
Roll.
I used a normal roll and just added my logic and willpower.
That's cool.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Just click memory.
Memory.
The lazy man's roll is memory.
Is it D6?
Yeah, if you just click memory, it'll roll it for you on your character sheet.
On the main page, the front page under attributes, and in attributes roles.
Still like where composure is, etc.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
Main page. Attributes.
So your main page, yeah. Next section down, right underneath attributes is attributes
Oh,
roles.
See,
You want to hit
yeah.
memory.
Got it?
Situation modifier.
None.
No.
Nice one.
After all that,
Okay, so this beast lets out this horrific howl, okay, and it echoes around the park. It actually gets 3 successes on its roll. So anybody who gets less than 3, the difference in net hit is the amount of combat rounds that you can do nothing on. Okay, so you can't do anything on them at all. Okay, so Phase,
I'm pretty lucky.
you're out of it for the rest of this round. Yeah. Yeah. You got 0, so you're actually out of it for this round, the next round, and the round after, Billy Bob, before you can actually act. So I'm just going to add a label. That's going to say the round that we're up to. So this is currently round 1 that we're going through. Okay, so that's its actual action. Okay. Now,
can I check? Does that mean I can act?
you've got the exactly the same. So you're actually not feared by its howl.
Okay.
Okay.
That's right.
And then that's it. Okay, then. So you are out now. Anybody who's behind. Oh no, sorry, that's his other ability that I was thinking about there. Right, cool. So that is now. Let me just zoom in on this because I'm a bit all over the place. Okay, so that is it's 15. So 13, you can't do anything. 13, you can't do anything. Trolls, they succeeded in their role. So they are now taking... sorry, this is round 2 now because they start the round. Oh, no, sorry. You need to change your initiatives. This is still round 1. So they're on 9. Oops. 9. The Bog Beast is on 5. Billy Bob would be on 3. So Billy Bob can't do anything. Face can't do anything. So the trolls.
It's not a combat pass, and it's a full.
It's a combat round.
Right. Okay.
So at the end of this round phase, you can start to react. Yeah. Not the combat pass. Okay, so the trolls now start to back Mr. Johnson around, and you hear Mr. Johnson sort of like shout over the howl. He says, "Nobody attacks Mr. Johnson. Kill the beast. Full payment." And he starts to back off with the 2 in pursuit. Okay, Hector, you are up.
Okay, so I've got 1 pistol out. I am going to fire a shot at the taser with my taser. Well, sorry, Hector's going to fire a shot with his taser at the beastie. So that's a -1, but he's going to take an aimed shot. So that gets rid of the -1 to the dice pool.
Yeah.
Is that right? So it's just a straight roll with his taser. I can't remember. Do I roll the simple or the complex?
Simple.
How many shots are you firing? 1.
Just one.
It's his taser. Yeah. I don't think he can multi-shot with it.
No.
Yeah, you could do a semi-automatic burst with it, but
3 successes coming into my creature. This is his dodge. Okay, so he's going to take one success, so it's going to be 8s. So
Okay.
this is his soak roll. This is -5. So he will take that down to 4s. Keep an eye on me. Chugga as I do this, because you know what I'm like. Okay, so his initiative will be now at -1. Yeah.
-5.
-5, and his ability scores are at -1. Cool.
Yeah.
And the -5 had come in immediately because he can actually take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would take him down to 0 in this round. Cool. FaZe and Billy Bob, you can't do anything. So that is the end of that combat round. Okay, so we're now going in. This is round 2. So hang on, that's wrong. Let me just delete that because I need to do it like this. So this is round 2 now. So FaZe, you can actually act in this round.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me just roll the trolls. Oh, no, that's wrong. Hang on, I can do it. If I roll 2d6s. 11. So they're actually going at 22. What do they normally add on? Yeah. So they're up there. Okay then. Is that everybody? Oh no, Bargeist. Let me just roll you, baby.
Can we keep him and call him Fluffy?
Well, this is.
If we knock him out, we can tame him.
Can do if you wish.
You're looking after him. You're cleaning up his mess. You're taking him for walks.
That's the thing. So, okay. So this is round 2. So the you notice that the 2 trolls are actually almost like carrying 2 Troll Johnson out to this. They haven't made any attempt to fire. They're just protecting the person that they love. They have to sort of like work with.
Bit like Billy Bob, really.
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah.
So Billy Bob, you can't do anything this round. FaZe, you are up.
Can I run and do another action?
Yes, but if you're running, then you'll be at +2 or -2 to whatever you're doing.
Right. Okay. I'm going to set off running whilst drawing my weapon as I go.
That's fine.
And I want to get to the other side of this tree. I want to see whether or not I can actually get eyes on who's in the cab.
Oh yes, got you.
And also I want to see whether or not there's any other markings on the van that might allow me to track it at a later date.
Okay then. So roll a perception. So using your skill, this is a complex action now. So do you still have enough for that?
Can I move and do a complex action? No. In which case, no, I can't, because drawing my gun would be...
So you can just go there and you could just... Run is a free action.
Right.
So you can run there and then...
Actually, in which case, I'm not going to draw my gun. I'm going to run there and I want to see who's
and do a
in
perception. Yeah, that would be a better way to do it. Okay, so roll your perception.
Will I be at -2, did you say?
Yeah. Because it's assumed that you don't get there, then look, as you're running, you're trying to get eyes on them.
2 successes. So anything to do with who's driving, or anything to do with markings,
Okay, then,
distinguishable marks on the van?
So this is the 2 pieces of information you get. Do you want 2 with the van? I'm going to give you 1 with the van and 1 with the people in it. Okay, so you get 1 each. Okay.
Yeah.
The first one about the people in it. There's 2 people in it, and they look very similar to the people that you saw in the underground cavern.
And people.
The cultists, yeah. And your information about the van is that there appears to be no markings on it at all. It just looks like a normal van. There's no paint jobs. There's no outstanding features or anything like that. It'll probably need something attached to it if you wish to trace it at any later date. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hector, you are up.
So Hector's seen FaZe make a run for it, not drawing his pistol. So he's going to take another aim shot at the Vargeist to try and hopefully keep it away from munching on FaZe.
Cool. Go for it. So that's
I've got 4 successes.
4 successes. So this is my dodge roll. 5 successes.
Nice
so
dodge.
you fire your dart off at it, and it actually starts to move in its movement, which is coming up. So you sort of like you aim at it and fire it off, but it obviously starts to move at the same time, and that means that you just miss it altogether. You just think drat as it heads
more than drat
as it heads towards you at quite a massive speed. Let me just check. I think,
and then with my sub-vocal mic for his free action, he's going to get back on the mic to Billy Bob and says, "I need your help now, mate."
you just over the sub-vocal mic from Billy Bob, you just hear like this. So the dog comes bounding over here, and at the last minute it jumps over the park bench in order to hit you. Now you will get your normal +2 for your cover because you're firing from cover for the dodge, and I will get -2 for my attack because I've actually sprinted. Okay, so let's see. So I'll get my -2 for that. A -3, sorry, because I've got the stick and shock, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my roll. You don't need to roll anything until after that. Right. 3 successes. So I've hit. So hopefully you'll be able to dodge it. 4 success. Yeah. So which way would you like to roll? Or do you just want to duck? It's completely up to you.
No, I'm going to roll to. Hector's going to roll to his left, so sort of like to the tree over here.
Okay.
So he's thinking that's closer to support.
And the bargeesh just sort of like jumps completely over and sort of like whips itself round now. You are at the present moment in time out of cover. Right. Can we adjust initiatives, please? So I'm just
trolls. Yeah.
Okay. So the trolls seem to have taken up almost like a defensive position now. With Mr. Johnson here, he's used his free action up to shout at you, so he can't shout anymore. So let me just move you. So who has the highest reaction between Hector and FaZe?
Oh, I think it's probably me.
Hector has 4, but he's also got combat sense and
okay. So
I have 48.
Yeah. So Hector, you can go first.
Cool. Is he within strike? Is the big beastie within striking distance of me?
Striking
So
distance of what?
For like an attack. So if I was to back away, would he get an attack of?
Well,
Or am I thinking different game?
You're thinking a different game, and it won't matter in any case because he'll just lunge at you.
He'll catch me up anyway.
Unless you want to run completely away.
Hector's going to back away. Hector's next question is: can I use? So if I was to quick draw, and then could I fire both my tasers at it, or can I only fire one?
No,
taser.
You can only ever fire one weapon at one thing.
Okay, that's fine.
One target.
Hector will back away his full. What's his movement? 10. So if I move 10,
you'll be out of the park.
Okay.
Well, almost, won't you?
Yeah, Hector's going to move to about here, and when he gets to there, he's going to fire a round off, just not aimed. He's just going to fire a round.
Okay.
Taser. Is that doable?
Yeah.
Are
you actually walking or running?
He was going to jog.
Okay then. So therefore, you would incur the penalty for that. Because are you also running backwards? Just out of interest.
No, he's turned and run, and then he's going to turn it again, and then it's like fire over your shoulder.
Okay, then. So you'll definitely get the -2 in order to hit him. And
and then there's. Yep, that's fine. And then there's another -1 for distance because I can't aim because I've moved already.
Cool.
So that's a -3.
And the dog's going to get +1 because he does have some semi-cover from the park bench now.
That's fine, but I'm out of mauling range. That's all Hector worries about at the moment.
Yeah.
Hector got 3 successes.
I did as well, so that means that it's a grazing shot, so it doesn't do any damage. It just sort of like sticks into his. It's a dart, isn't it?
It is a taser dart.
So
yes.
you see it stick into his into the dog's skin, but it doesn't actually penetrate it. He doesn't howl or anything like that. FaZe, you are up.
So the first simple action that FaZe is going to do, he's going to activate his smart gun link wireless systems.
Yep.
And then the next simple action that he's going to do, he's going to quick draw his Street Line Special pistol from its arm slide.
Yeah.
And fire a shot off at this big dog.
Okay, yeah. So you need to roll your roll for quick draw first, don't you?
Yeah. Which is weapon, I do believe, plus reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, weapon skill plus reaction.
I'm over 5, so I'm rolling 8.
And then I assume it's on a quick draw thing, in which case it's 2 successes to do it.
Okay, so you don't. Oh, wow.
It comes flying out of his arm and falls off the end.
That's weird because on the dice roll it says that I've got
it says you've got
successes.
Yeah, it says 1, but on the dice it does. But that's the bug, isn't it? There's a long since a bug, and that's why you got to take it. So that's no successes. So you don't actually manage to quick draw your weapon. So it's still in its quick draw holster. It says a slide, isn't it?
Yeah. So if did I glitch or
no? You didn't glitch.
Right. In which case I've cleared the holster but not managed to fire it.
Yeah. Okay then. So that's your action over with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the end of that of round 2. So we're coming up. Let me just remove everything. So we're coming up to round 3. So at the end of this round, Billy Bob, you can act.
Roger. Did I do that right?
By then.
Why did that not go on?
Hey? Oh, don't bother rolling anything.
I get
19.
no. That's 11. That's a poor roll. Yeah. Okay. So that's 11. Is everybody on there? I'm not going to roll for the trolls because they're just doing what they normally do. Is
Has
everybody?
this big dog thing? Did it look like it homed in on Hector?
It looked like it found a target and went for it.
Right. Okay.
And the other thing is, it couldn't move last round in its rest of its action because it had done a run. So
Right.
it could sprint, it could double it, but it wouldn't have got to him. So, that's what it's waiting for to do it the next one. So I'm just going to manually move these so I can put it in order. What was your initiative, Billy Bob?
No, I told him
19.
not to roll it
All right,
because
got
he
you.
can't do anything.
Okay, right. So Hector, you are up on Phase, you're before 11, aren't you? Hector, you're up on 15.
Hector's going to take another aim shot with his taser.
Cool.
So in that case, that's no penalties. Hector got 2 successes this time.
So I have +1 for that, and do I get -1 for my stick and shock still? Yeah, it's anything.
Probably no.
No,
Is that still in effect? Because I've missed twice now. I haven't hit you for two shots. So.
I think it carries on until I'm out, and then.
No, for one combat turn.
Oh yes, so it's gone now. Yeah, so that I'll just get my +1 modifier for my cover, and that will be it. 4 successes, so that shot misses. Okay.
And Hector's going to use his free action, to scream down the mic this time. Billy Bob, get your ass down here now!
Okay. FaZe, you are up. So your gun is actually out of the holster now.
Okay, so I'm going to spend a simple action aiming,
Okay.
and then I'm going to fire.
Cool. Go for it.
I should be at.
Oh, you're firing at the
Normal.
dog? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you're firing at the van.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
be able to get through the window with it. I'm
Oh, stick and shock, aren't you? Yeah. 3 meters you are. So that's short range.
yeah.
Ooh, glitchy glitch. Is this my... Are you firing around that tree?
Am I in cover? Am I? I was
You're-
just firing.
Yeah, no. Well, we can say that you're not in cover. Or you can be in cover. It's up to you.
I wasn't planning on being in
Okay,
cover.
that's cool.
I didn't.
Yeah, so what you're firing at it?
Stick and shock round.
Yeah. So is it like a dart or a bullet?
It's a bullet.
Okay, so it sort of like whacks off one of its spines on its back, and then sort of like sticks to the ground. I wonder if it hits the troll. No, it says that you glitched on you. I just thought it probably hits the tree behind it, and so it goes over it. Okay, my turn to go. So this is Bargeester's time. So this is doing the same thing as you, Hector. So it's bouncing over it and coming lolloping towards you, and then launching its attack at the last time. And this is this roll. Yeah. 4 successes. So you dodge it first. Why did that roll twice?
You rolled it, and then you rolled it a second time.
We got an edge thing clicked on your character sheet. Did it re-roll any 6s?
Me?
Oh no! It's almost like you clicked it twice.
Okay,
You have 2 attacks.
No, I don't. I only have 1. So what do you want me to do, guys? I'm quite happy for you.
Roll it again start from scratch.
Okay, roll it again.
We'll pretend those two didn't happen.
Okay, so
it's confusing otherwise.
This is the one. Then. 4 successes.
4. Okay.
I think you should have taken the first one.
Yeah. So this is your dodge.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to pre-edge this one.
Right. So remember, you can either pre-edge it or you can edge it after your roll. So it's up to you.
Pre-edge it, you get exploding 6s, and you add your edge onto your number of dice.
So it's
that you
much
roll
better.
Yeah.
But you're automatically taking that you're using an edge, rather than if you do it after your roll, you're just re-rolling any ones that you don't get.
You're pre-edging it.
I'll do the latter. I'll roll it normally and then see what happens. Riskier.
It is.
But I'm rolling a fair amount of dice, so
cool.
We shall see how it goes. 3, and then I'm going to use
a point of edge.
How many didn't make it?
7 dice you would roll.
7 dice. Thank you very much, Lee.
You need at least 1 success here. Oh!
Thank you, dice gods. Thank you. You heard my prayer. I just need to sacrifice a cake now.
That is.
Sorry, was that your edge or mine that you?
Sorry, no, I didn't realise I could use your edge again. In that case, it's Phaser's edge that I just used.
Brilliant. So that's the. Everybody needs to alter their initiative.
I'm sorry, I had the wrong thing selected.
Right, okay, and Hector, you at the next round you roll initiative, Billy Bob. Okay, Hector, you are up on 5.
Okay. What do I do? I really want to do one thing, but the sensible option is probably to do something different.
How many shots do you have left in your taser?
In this taser, none. So I can't decide whether I want to put that away and quick draw and fire, or put it away and get out my knuckle duster and be ready for the next round.
It's completely up to you.
No, I'm going to put one taser away, and then I'm going to quick draw with the other taser.
Cool.
Hopefully fire point blank range.
Okay, so weapon skill and reaction, 2 or above.
Yeah. Skills. Pistol.
He's got some successes. Oh yes, he
Got
goes
some 5.
and then fire away.
And then I'll swap my colour dots in a moment. Hang on, have I got pre-edge on? No, I haven't got pre-edge on. That's fine then.
No, you
6 successes.
Yeah. Okay, so
I thought I'd never get that many.
So I'm going to pre-edge this roll. No, I'm not. But I am going to bring it into the game at one point. So just so you know. So this is my dodge. Oh, so close. Okay, so this is 9S, yeah. So
yes.
So 9S. This is my soak roll, and this is -5. 9. So that takes it down to 6, does it not? And
yes.
That actually. Hang on. Oh no. Hang on. 4. Okay, and then I need to do minus. So that will take that down to 0. And for no, nothing will go off his physical. So this is really important now. And this dog, there's sort of like the dart goes into it, and the dog passes out unconscious. The dog passes out unconscious. Remember, it's just stun damage. So it's actually unconscious. Phase, you are up.
I am going to start running this way. And as I'm running,
I didn't see where your thing was. Yeah.
I moved him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got you.
And as I'm running, I want to reach into my messenger bag, and I want to take out one of my RFID tags, the one with the microphone on it.
Okay.
And when I get to the bottom, are these doors open?
Yeah. If you remember, they bashed back the way down.
Okay, I probably won't be able to do anything now because of running, and also it's almost like drawing a weapon.
Yeah. So drawing your weapon would be like a simple. Well, no, actually, are you running or sprinting?
I'm running.
Okay,
I can run 8.
Right.
So it was. I mean, getting from there is 8.
Yeah, because remember, the van isn't actually there. It's actually off the map.
Right. So I want to try getting so that I can either get a clear throw,
right,
without any trees in the way, or get close enough so that I can just roll it in.
Got you. Well, actually, what if
one of the two? If
yeah.
it looks like it's going to go, I just want to be in a position so that I can throw it.
Yeah. So as you start to run and leave your point of cover to start to run to the van, you notice that the people inside see the dog sort of like collapse unconscious on the floor, and they set off. They actually set off. So the van actually passes you here. So you can actually throw your tag from there into the back of the van.
Right.
Okay. So off you go. Do you have any thrown weapon skill?
Very similar.
Hector does.
That's not helpful.
No.
Okay then. So you are going to. Does it default? If we say that it's like throwing weapons, so it defaults. So it must default onto
agility, probably.
Yeah. So it defaults onto agility. So you need to roll your agility, and you're going to have -1 to the roll because you're not proficient in the skill. Okay, so you're going to throw it and lob it to try to actually get it into the back of the van. One thing I am going to give you. Okay, I am going to give you a plus.
Can I just say I'm only rolling 2 dice? So
well, yeah. Well, the thing that I was going to say to you is that I'm going to give you +2 dice because it's quite a big target. Because you've got the whole of the van to aim at. It's not as if it's a tiny space. So, and the van can't dodge, okay? But you need to get 1 success to get it in the van. So you're rolling 4 dice. You must get 1 success to get it in the van. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide whether or not to edge it. No, I'm not going to. I trust in my throwing skill.
You can always edge it afterwards if you wish.
So I'm rolling 4 dice because you're giving me +2. And I've got 2 agility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
you sort of like whack it in, quite nice. And you actually do you have 2 agility or 3 agility?
I have 2 agility. And you said I was getting +2.
Yeah, but you have -1 because you don't have the skill.
Right.
But
do you want me to roll it again?
No, because that's enough. Because even if I take off one of your 6s, it still goes in. So you sort of like throw it frisbee style, and it's just sort of like, oh, you can tell me how you want to throw it.
I'll throw it frisbee style.
No, you don't have to do that.
Trying to just skim it into the back of the van. Ideally, I don't want it to hit any of the walls and damage itself. So I just want to skim it in through the back without it banging on anything. But even if it bangs on something, they might think it's like somebody firing a shot.
Yeah. Well, it is an RFID tag, isn't it?
It's an RFID tag, but it's got a microphone on it as well.
So
an omnidirectional microphone.
You chuck it in, and as this van goes off, it goes screeching off, and the doors sort of like go and it's automatically shut. You figure the driver probably has some sort of like automatic door mechanism in the front of the van. Okay, Billy Bob, you come round from your frightened state. What would people like to do?
Hector's going to take a picture using his micro camera and his contact lenses of the big beastie.
Okay.
He's going to save it on his comlink for the moment, and then he's going to walk out to see if as he sees Troll Johnson's coming up, he's going to advance to meet him.
Okay.
FaZe is going to start kicking this dog as hard as he can in the head.
Yeah. Okay. Billy Bob.
From the position that when it was here, could Billy Bob tell if it was a boy or a girl?
The dog.
Yeah.
No. It's probably sort of like non-gender.
Well, he's going to take a chance anyway and sprint up to it and give it a big hefty boot up the ass.
What's actually your sprint?
My sprint is... or
your run?
My running is 20.
Yeah, so the difference is sprinting is a complex action.
Right.
Okay, so if you're sprinting, you're taking a complex action. If you're running, it's just like a free action.
I'm just gonna run and put my foot right up his ass.
Okay. So you also notice that while you can move your character down to that, you also notice that while this is happening, one of the troll bodyguards just comes up to the beast and levels its warhawk, its Ruger warhawk, straight at the head of the beast, and just almost like empties a whole cylinder into it. It just like goes bang, 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 bang. He doesn't fan the hammer or anything. He literally just goes dirt, 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 dirt. And FaZe and Billy Bob, they're sort of like a burst of blood as he just sort of like sprays the blood everywhere. And he seems quite dispassionate about it. He's not fussed about it at all. He just empties the whole clip, the whole cylinder into the dog's head, and as he walks back, he sort of like flicks his hand, and the revolver's cylinder comes out, and he just empties the bullets onto the floor, and then he reaches into his belt, and he seems to pick up a speed loader, and just sort of like whacks it back in, and then clicks it back up, and puts the gun into the small of the back. Mr. Johnson is quite irate now. And he's almost like shouting at you guys. He says, "You find those people and you destroy them. You find those people and destroy them." Troll bodyguard number 2 sort of like hesitantly sort of like goes like this to Mr. Johnson, as if to say, calm down.
FaZe is going to turn to Billy Bob and say, "I hope you're taking notes." And then he's going to step over this big dog, and he's going to walk up to Troll Johnson.
FaZe, my man, you find who they were and destroy them. Nobody messes with my meats. Do you understand me?
Is the other job still on?
No. This job takes priority. You take them, you destroy them, you wipe them off the face of this planet. I do not care what it takes. Nobody messes with me.
Hector's going to respond. He's going to say two things. The first thing he says, more under his breath, more not under his breath, more just like in general to everyone rather than aiming at a particular person. Say, well, there goes Billy Bob's Christmas present then. And that's in reaction to the troll executing the big fluffy beastie. He's he's then going to say to Troll in a very serious tone, says, wiping off the face of the earth is expensive, but we're happy to do it.
Do it. Do it quickly and do it effectively. Notice the word.
Do I know what Phase knows, as in that it's the ant people, or has that not been passed on to me yet?
The what, sorry?
The ant people. The cultists, sorry. Do I know it was the cultists or not?
I presume that information would have been passed on just in that little bit. And that
Phase is going to turn around and he's going to just start walking out of the park.
Look, Mr. Two Troll Johnson even looks cross.
He does, doesn't he?
I'm not zoomed in on him. I'm on.
Well, zoom in on him because he even looks cross.
I like Troll 1. Is it Troll 1? The one that has the glasses on?
Yeah, Troll 2 just looks. Troll 2 looks very cross.
Yeah.
Very cross.
Hector's going to tell to Troll Johnson that says, we think we know who it is, and then explain, that it's, we think it's some sort of cult that worships.
Two Troll Johnson sort of like cuts you off and says, I'm not interested in who or what they are. You wipe them off the planet. And he sort of like turns.
As Phase walking away, he's just going to say on his com, can we go on with it?
And Mr. Two Troll Johnson just sort of like turns round and walks away. And you notice that as he walks away, one of his trolls sort of like goes with him, and the other one sort of like backs up, almost like defensively, keeping an eye on you until he sort of like round the corner, and then he sort of like turns and they go off into the huge limousine. And when I say huge, it is huge because it carries two trolls in the front
and
of
a
it.
Johnson.
And a Johnson.
That was good.
Okay, guys, we are going to have, because we've been playing for an hour and a half, we are going to have the a quick 5 minutes, please. 5 minute break. So if you need to go and get a drink or anything like that, then now is the time to do it. And hang on, I just need to turn something else off. AFK needs to go, that needs to come off, and that needs to go off. And we will be back in 5 minutes. So please don't go away. Let me start that.